You are entering the world of Master Shaman PaLiChee with PaLiChee Healing. We discuss here the universe, enlightened shamanism, and our world, informing the misinformed. Warmest blessings, everyone. This is Master Shaman PaLiChee, and welcome to Dear Master Shaman PaLiChee Show. Today we are talking about why your mind may be an opening door to spirit communication. How many of you on the chat side, right, on the right side, type it down in the chat, have you encountered a spiritual phenomenon or even thought that you would have or could have communicated with spirit? Type it down in the chat on the sidebar. The question will be, have you ever wondered if your mental and emotional state of mind may have induced or forced some kind, in some way and somehow, spiritual or paranormal experiences in your life thus far? Could your mind be the hidden connection to speaking with spirits? On this show, I'll discuss why it is. Warmest blessings to everyone. I'm Master Shaman PaLiChee with PaLiChee Healing. I am the first Hmong Shamanic Enlightened Center established in 2011. My spiritual journey began as a young child. You'll read it in the book. The book is in the QR code. You can see the link there on the side. There's a QR code there to reading the first few pages of the book on Amazon, and you can purchase the book to support the channel, to support PaLiChee Healing and myself. And the biggest thing is to support your spiritual journey if you are on the spiritual journey. Now, my spiritual journey began as a young child, and through spiritual encounters, through unexplainable shamanic illnesses, near-death experiences that I've had, several different comas, and I'm not proud to say, but I've helped thousands of people, and I'm proud to say this, that I've helped thousands of people through enlightened shamanic healing and transformation on a global scale, and I'm here to inform the misinformed. Through my shamanic perspective, I am from a Hmong lineage, but I'm also through multifaceted lineages as well. And all links that you need from me will be linked in the description below. You can find it there if you need to, for example, do a personal session with me, or you want to purchase the book to support myself and the channel and to support your spiritual journey. It is all there in the description below. Come on in and chat with me today. You can also dial in if you've been struggling with something on the spiritual journey or in your life in general. If you've been going through a ton of different unexpected and unfortunate events, whatever it is that you need and you have a question on, you can dial in, or you can also type it down on the chat bar. Likely, I'll answer you more or quickly or faster, right? If you were to dial in, okay? Because then you're catching my attention, obviously. So why is it that your mind may be this opening door to spiritual communication? Now, if your mind can quiet down, for those of you that meditate, you understand what I'm talking about. If your mind can quiet down, then you may be able to hear your intuition. This is yourself. This is your soul, if you don't know yet. I'm literally spelling this out for you if you haven't touched upon this, okay? So if you have heard some kind of an intuition, like this is your gut feeling, you will know that by quieting your mind down and just listening to yourself, you're going to hear your soul. You're going to hear your intuition. Some people are kind of saying, oh, I can't really take that right now. I can't believe in the soul. Well, then it's your gut feeling. So whatever you want to call it, gut, intuition, soul, this is what it is. If you cannot quiet your mind down and you've been trying to meditate or quieting the mind or self-reflecting, right? And you haven't heard things as in to yourself, you are not able to talk with yourself, and you are hearing something like snow. If you understand me. So back in the 80s, maybe early 90s, there was the old TV sets. And whenever it didn't work, it would snow. And when we say snow, it just has like a noise, right? And it goes blink and it looks like it's snowing on the screen. So I'm referring to the TV snowing. This is what I'm referring to. For those of you that are old enough and you've been there and you've been in that era, you know exactly what I'm talking about. In your brain starts to snow. In your brain starts to have like a white noise, is what they call it. This is if you cannot quiet your mind down and you are going through maybe even the day or memories throughout the day or what you're going to eat for dinner, then this goes into the mind not being able to quiet down. At the same time, it is a trauma that has happened in your mind. That's why the blockage is there. Blockage can be very hard to remove in the mind. So if you can and have experienced this, you know and understand what I mean when you are able to quiet your mind down and you can listen to your intuition more clear. That's one thing, how your mind is communicating with spirit. If you're like, no, Master PaLiChee, I don't think that's spirit, then you tell me what it is. It's yourself, right? You can have an explanation like this. It may be yourself, but this is literally your soul. The soul essence of you that is literally telling you what to do, when to do, and why you wouldn't do something. It's trying to help you and guide you. Now that's like the first level. This is the gut, the intuition. That's your first level of spirit communication because you are what? Type it down at the chat or type it down in the comments or on the chat. Who is it then you are talking to, right? What is this first level of talking? What is this first level of communication with the mind? With what? When I say it's spirit communication, it is with spirit because it's your spirits. It is your spiritual fragments of the soul that is literally coming to you and telling you how to do something or should you do something and why. Whatever the questions that you may have, your spirits of the soul can respond to you. You can speak to them if you can tap in, okay? That means you have to unblock the blockages within the mind. That means you have to be willing to believe whatever it is and whatever it takes for you to believe that when you talk to yourself, you're actually talking to your own spirit fragments. How many of you know that or knew that? Is this something new or is this something old? I'd like to know. Because most of the time we are talking to spirit, if you didn't know that. We are literally talking to our own spirit. It may not be some crazy, scary spirit somewhere, but we are literally talking to our own spirit. Did you guys know that? For those of you that are watching right now and you're hearing me, come in and chime in on what you did know or what you didn't know, right? I'd like to understand if those of you that are watching didn't know or did know. The line is also open right now at 763-319-8377. If you have a question on any topic, you can call in. Now, the second piece, and we go deeper and deeper to the levels, right? So first level, we're talking to ourselves. Who is ourselves? It is the spirits of our soul. Very deep, sacred knowledge being put out right now, if you didn't know. Who's going to tell you this, right? And spell it out for you. You can find it here, Master Shaman PaLiChee. The other thing is, why, and how do you know? How would you know that this is you. How do you distinguish this? By saying it's, is it your soul, or is it somebody, some other weird spirit somewhere that's trying to speak with you? How can you distinguish? Through the mind. Because your mind and emotions also trigger spirits to come in. It triggers your own spirits, it triggers benevolent spirits, and it triggers malevolent spirits. What are some examples of benevolent spirits? Some examples of benevolent spirits is, say, for example, your ancestors, the good ones, right? Are there good and bad ones? Yes, there are good ancestors and there are not good ancestors that will come and try to guide you. Now, the good ones, they don't have to try, they are coming to guide you. But the not good ones, that maybe when they were alive, they had done something totally not great in their life, but they're still trying to come in to guide you in a certain way. And they may be haunting your life from time to time. Well, these are the not good ancestral spirits. You may find them in the corners of your house, if you can see them, if you know what I mean. You may find them, on blankets attached. You may find them somewhere in the home, because these are your ancestral spirit guides. These may not be the ones to guide you specifically, but they've come. They've come for help, or they've come to guide. And the malevolent ones will come for help. They need your help some way or somehow. But it's up to you to find the help, the expert help, to know and to pinpoint exactly who it is and why they've come, especially at the time that they've come. Okay? So you got the ancestral spirit guides that you may communicate with through your emotions. If you feel very sad, if you feel very angry, guess who may attend to your help? Benevolent will always come and try to help as much as they can. And the malevolent will also come freely, because these are your ancestral spirit guides. Spirit guidance of the home may be present. These are different from your ancestral spirit guides. And this can become very complicated as we continue on. We also talked about this in another video as well that I did, another show that we just did I think it was last week or the last 2 weeks ago, when we talked about ET, celestial and or ancestral spirit guides. We talked about this. But today we are talking about how your emotions can open this door. And we're saying why your mind can connect. It is through the emotions. Emotions are I'll say it's the key factor that puts yourself into connection with spirit guide. Sometimes it's putting you into danger with malevolent guides. And these malevolent guides may be not fully spirits. They may be more demon or demonic like. And these are coming to guide as well, but they're not for good. They're not for guiding to the good path, or to doing good. They're guiding you so that you can what? I said it before, so that you can be drawn down, so that you can mess up in your life. Whether your emotion is, oh, I don't feel like, for example, and I'll say this, okay, for example, your emotions you don't feel like you want to be in a relationship anymore. And then all of a sudden, you get the idea that you can be disloyal to your partner. So I'll tell you a little story, okay? So a few months ago, I was dealing with a couple of couples, but there's this one couple that had an issue, okay? They were off and on in their relationship. Now, this couple is a married couple, and they were off and on in their relationship for the last 15 years. And it was like either one person had to yield to the other, or the other had to yield to the other. So it was very like clashing all the time, but they still stuck together. They did not want to divorce or leave each other. They continued to stick together until this one of the I won't say which one it was, but one of the partners began to go into several spiritual phenomenons. They started to have several spiritual phenomenons and car accidents. Okay, car accidents. Now, this is spiritual phenomenon was probably about a couple months before the actual physical accidents started to happen. And this wasn't just one-offs. This is multiple in a certain time frame. And when that started to happen, then there was also a disconnection, or it was like afraid, but disconnection from each other. And then it started to be more disconnection from family, okay? Disconnection from family. So what actually really happened here? I'll say this. With the couple, with the spiritual diagnosis, it ended up being that one of the couple was becoming very unhappy in the relationship, and this person wanted to ultimately leave. It made the other person felt like they were not wanted, or they were not validated in the relationship. It felt like the other person didn't also want to go on as well, because of such going off and on towards each other. And this all had to do with pride, ego, and financial stability. Okay, financial stability or financial status, so to speak. So when this happened, the diagnosis came in. My spiritual diagnosis came in as one of the couple had already started a few years back in thinking about cheating, in thinking about being disloyal, right? I don't really want to say the word cheating, because there's potential, and there may have been, okay, so if we think about someone thinking about another person, instead of their spouse or partner, that means they could potentially be cheating mentally and emotionally, right? But cheating, I always look at that as they physically went and did something. Potentially that could have happened on a 75% up level. But this couple or this person also decided to come back and just throw that to the side and come back and be okay with everything for a while. And now it went back to the feeling of, oh, I feel a void in my life, and I'm not happy. So because they're not happy and they're maybe bored, they are going into a whole fantasy about having a life that may be better than the one currently with their spouse. So at the end of the day, what happened? I ended up doing trauma release for that one spiritual diagnosis. I ended up doing on in call, or we also say soul retrieval for the person, the one that felt this whole thing and this whole being in a dilemma type of thing, and also feeling a void in their life, like they all of a sudden grew up and thought about life, right? And not their life, the feeling of life to them, all of a sudden felt like they were absent from themselves. So we needed to gather their spirits back to to body, gather back to the family, put the family, kind of the pieces of the puzzle spiritually back together. What did that come out to be? So what is the result of that? So after we did that, a month or two later, there was like boom of volcano. A volcano exploded within the couple. It was like as if they went back and revisited an old time. And it went back to um, the unhappiness that also triggered this. They may not know it, but unhappiness triggered this. And so after that, then they're kind of back in and again doing the in and the out again, like we're together, we're not together, we're okay, we're not okay. Where does this lead us emotionally? Where does this lead the person emotionally? Sooner or later, it's going to lead both or one of them to have an opening with spirit, and they've already have. Okay, so no doubt about it, there's already spirit communication either with themselves or something outside. And something outside is literally drawing the communication, is a malevolent communication to one of the couple, okay, one of the partners. And so it's drawing that partner's energy outside, and it continues to draw it outside. But when we look at this in general, when I look at this in general, from a shamanic perspective, there's also two things. There's karma, where it could be that this partner that wants to go outside and external from the family wants to or needs to learn a big lesson with herself. And maybe the karma is that she may need to actually go. She may need to actually go. They may need to actually divorce in order for this big lesson to be learned. Now, malevolent spirit has communicated, okay, has communicated to one of the partners. And the other partner is getting the gist of, okay, I'm just going to do whatever. I'm going to make it work. I'm going to just yield, even though I know I'm not at the full wrong. I could have done some things wrong, could have said some things wrong when I was angry, but I'm going to give in a little bit. So by doing this, it actually just puts a band-aid. It puts a band-aid on the whole reason for all the unfortunate events that has happened. It has put a band-aid on everything, and even the healing that has been done. It's basically band-aid, putting a band-aid on everything so that everything can feel and seem like there's peace. But it's not the truth. So what happens? If they can pan it out, if the benevolence can come in closer and to this other partner and make them understand and make them see and make them also yield, not just the other partner yielding, but this other one yielding too, then there may be some kind of compromisation and reconciliation. That's the truth. But when we look at the whole situation, the truth is not fully out because one of them is still in denial as I communicate with them. So, or with spirit, the spirit of them too. So until a person can emotionally be truthful in their emotions, like you can't cry to a partner, but act like you're crying, act like you're mad, but when you're actually feeling devious, when you're actually feeling like you're gonna do something that is, not loyal, and you're just kind of buying time at that point. You're buying time and you're also communicating with spirit that is malevolent, that's drawing you down. But at the same time, could it be a karmic effect that you will not wake up from this malevolent entity trying to, because remember I told you guys, there's only two things. You're either listening to a malevolent entity or you're listening to a benevolent entity. Pick which one you're trying to listen to. And then you're also listening to the spirit of self, the soul, right? Soul fragments, the spirit of self. You're also listening to that. But what happens to the spirit of self when you are bombarded with malevolent entity communication? Then all of a sudden you want to do all of these things that are At the moment, it helps you to think that it's freeing you from family, from partner, from whoever, right? It's trying to, you're thinking, oh, I'm going to be free if I do this. But what's going to happen next? That's the big thing behind that door of feeling free. So this is just a mere example of emotions hitting high, and then all of a sudden spirit starts to communicate. And when I say spirit, it could be either malevolent or benevolent. And they'll start to communicate through your emotions. Who has had this type of phenomenon where you were so sad or so angry that you felt like you were not yourself? Who's had this? Hello, hello. Gova. Warmest blessings. Hi to Miss Her Jawa. Warmest blessing, West Loic. I'm going to take a moment right now to speak about why I'm talking about this piece about the mind being the open door to spiritual communication. This is all written in my book, The Universal Laws of Mankind, a memoir and shamanic aspect. I talk about communicating with spirit at a young age. And if you read between the lines, you'll know exactly how that spirit came in. I may have spelt it out too, but this is the raw, unedited version. You can get this and support my channel, support myself, and PaLiChee Healing, supporting your own spiritual and shamanic journey by making a purchase today on Amazon.com. You can also go onto my website and make a purchase for the Lu Teng Heng, or the manifesting candles that I have out there. These are all been hand-picked on the aromas that will help manifest what it is you need right now in your life. I only have a limited amount out there, and they may or may not be going away. So whatever you see out there may be out there right now, and that's all I have left. Okay? In light of your mind being the open door to spirit communication, in light of this, the mind is more than a place for thoughts, as some of you may know already. It's more than that. The mind is where you can cultivate, if you're going through a bunch of, how do I say, BS? If you're going through a bunch of things right now that's bombarding you, that's making you have hardship, if you just lost a job. Someone I know, as in client-wise, has just texted me this morning that they lost a job and they won't be able to do a certain session. I feel for you. I feel for all of you, and I want to help you so much and so freely. But I'll tell you right now that there is need for sacrifice. That's why all these things are happening to you, because you haven't put in your sacrifice in your life. If you've gone through, you don't want to lose a leg and an arm, but if you've gone through car accidents, maybe even multiple ones, right? Like the example I gave, maybe you have gone through a job loss or multiple job losses within the last year. Maybe you have gone through a marriage, divorce, right? Or maybe even something that's not great, as in losing a loved one and going through grief right now. I feel you. I know you. I've been there. I've done that. And I want to tell you that I want to do whatever I can to help you and how much I can to help you. That's why I'm on here and I'm giving it away literally, the divine advice or energetic healing or shamanic healing, whatever comes through, to help you get through it on Mondays and Wednesdays in the hour. You can give me a call at that number that you see on the chat. I've said it again and I'll say it I said it before and I'll say it again. The mind is your key, and you want to keep that mind clear. That is where, if you're going through a lot of things, you can cultivate peace within that mind so that your emotions are calm, so that your emotions, you can control your emotions. Guess what? If you can't control your emotions, what happens if you cannot control your emotions? It's going to run high, and then all of a sudden you're going to go from one emotion to the next. You're going to feel sad, and then you're going to feel mad, or vice versa. And then all of a sudden these memories come into your head because why? The malevolent entities want you to be pulled down. And once you're pulled down, then all of a sudden you go through this whole cycle of bad memories. Anxiety starts coming in, stress starts coming in, and now guess what? You're depressed, or you can be. And what does this do? It continues to draw in negativity and or negative unwanted energies that goes into your life. It goes to the car crash. It goes to make you lose your job, or make you, maybe become a volcano and explode to your partner and tell them the truth of everything that you have thought in the last 10 years about them. But then you are skipping the whole benevolent piece. Because why? You got drowned into the malevolent negativity. That is the exact thing that your emotions brought you to connect with the malevolent entities. That's your mind speaking to the malevolent spirits, if you didn't know. So the mind is more than a place just for thoughts or memories to come through. It's for you to utilize it, get control of it, cultivate peace, discernment, know how to discern and decide what is false and what is true in your life. Also, it helps you to bring integrity into the picture. Being a righteous person, not just trying to get at somebody, but to be righteous, to have integrity and honesty with yourself. Many spiritual traditions view it as a sacred space where deeper understanding, inspiration, and the sense of connection with the divine may begin to unfold. How many of you with a thumbs up has began that already? Has began to allow your mind to connect with something that you felt like it wasn't yourself, or something that felt very phenomenal. Ningya want a free reading, if you want a card pull, you can type it down at the chat bar, or you can also call in to get that reading. And this is not just let's do a quick reading. It's a reading. Okay. Thank you. We have participants. Yay. Gova says thumbs up. Hello. Warmest blessings. My Lor 7021. Warmest blessings. How many of you have experienced the mind going and actually crossing that line to speaking with spirit? And maybe you didn't even know it. Maybe you weren't even conscious to it. Perhaps it was just like, oh, I think I just heard myself say, do this. Could be that. If you heard yourself, now the next time you do this, listen to the voice. Is it your voice, or is it someone else's voice? Whose voice is it? Is it male or is it female? We got C. Fane saying, I have before and I promised myself I will never go to that state again. Why not, C. Fane? Why not? Because that state of mind, now, unless you're unclear and you're not sure what it was or what it was that spoke to you in the spiritual subconscious, right? Subconscious state of mind. If you're not sure, then of course you're going to be fearful. But when you are sure, and we get our disciples to that point when they are sure that they know who they're speaking to, what they're trying to say, and what you're trying to do. What are they trying to, what is benevolence of the spirit guides trying to make you do or make you complete on a daily basis? Perhaps it's a duty. Perhaps it's something that, thank you, West Loic, thumbs up. Type in stars and hearts for me for Juju Chi right now. Just taking a small break right now before the end of the hour. Bring me stars, hearts. Type in those hearts and stars for me. I'm going to type in hashtag Juju Chi. For those of you that don't know, Juju Chi means juju, good luck. Chi means energy. These are two different words from different cultures, or however you think about it, and I've put them together to make it something where if you type in Juju Chi, the universe will know that you are supporting PaLiChee healing. You're supporting myself and the channel and the show, and that good luck energy flows out to the universe and good luck energies will flow to you. So type in Juju Chi to bring in some good luck energies, to also receive good luck energies. Type it down. A card pull for me, please. Thank you. And your guides. My Aloe creates. All right, so I will pull card now, but you can also call in. So this is going to be a card pull for Maya Love creates. I think that's how you read it. Maya Love creates. It's on her icon anyways. Maya Love creates. This is for you. Card pull. King of Wands. I was drawn to pull in this deck. So we got the King of Wands. Maya Love creates. This is a time where you have been creative, and it's time to speak about your creations. It's time for you to benefit. It's getting to that point where fruition is coming your way, and I feel some very good abundance flowing into your channel. Okay, channeling in, coming into your way. On a scale of 0 to 10, I feel it about 7, 8 within the next week or so. So that is something to look forward to with the King of Wands. Maya Love creates. All right. How many of you with a show of whatever you want to comment, right? Just be respectful. Of course, we are doing card pulls. If you want a card pull or if you want a reading, call in. If you have a question, call in, or you could type it down at the chat bar as well. But how many of you also know now what you didn't know before? That your mind, your emotions, if you had one small emotion, like even a sadness, could that potentially trigger spirit communication? It may trigger communication. Now, all the time, it may not, okay? Not all the time that these emotions are going to trigger spirit communication, but it will trigger the communication as in like external spirit. Now, it could still, in turn, connect and communicate. You can still communicate with the self. That is your spirit of the soul, okay? So that is the piece that you will always communicate with is the spirit of the self. But sometimes even you may not hear anything. because you may be given the choice and the spirit is saying, or the soul is saying, hey, you need to go and do this upon your own free will. You need to use your brain upon your own intelligence, your own smartness, and go do it yourself. That's why you are not hearing much when this happens. You're not hearing spirit communicate with you as in malevolent or benevolent. But you may hear yourself, or you may not as well. It may just be blank. And that can also happen. Okay? We've got Ying Lor 1645 says, yes, my strongest connection was when I was in a really sad state. Yes, so for some of you, it may be in a very angry state, but then at the same time, you're drawing in malevolent energy, potentially. And then if you're at a very sad state, like Ying Lor 1645, you can also kind of cross the line slightly to get into that spirit communication with benevolence, perhaps. And sometimes it's tricky. It can be a tricky spirit that comes to guide you. And therefore, it is a malevolent entity that's now making you feel even more sad and even more hopeless. And this leads to what? What happens when you feel extra, extra sad? And you just don't know what to do, and all of a sudden you feel as though the person feels as though they don't want to live anymore. They don't want to be here anymore. They want to go and just be free from their body. This leads to suicide. Okay. Can you pull a card for my oldest daughter? Ying Ya 3113. Yes, I shall. I can. Ying Ya. For those of you that are getting good gold nuggets right now, gold nuggets just raining to you guys through this. Type down hearts and stars for me, like just a bunch of them, please. I'm like asking for you to type down hearts and stars for the benevolence. Hearts and stars for the benevolence, please. Type it down. Some great, good hearts, stars. All the way, Juju Chi, good luck energies flowing out to everyone that is on the show today. This is going to be for Ning Ya. Okay. Ning Ya, this is for you. If you haven't and you've watched thus far, please go out there to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button for more content to come on my shows for Mondays and Wednesdays, here and free for you to ask any questions that's giving you hardship in your life or whatever it is that you need an answer to. I'm here for you to help you get through this spiritual journey or get through life so that you can have a better human experience. Literally. All right, Ningya, this is for you. We've got the J or Jack of Spades. Ningya. Okay. Ningya, at this time, your oldest daughter, wow, she's gone through some trauma. And I would say that it's like I hear a lot of yelling in her head. Is that so? I hear a lot of yelling in her head. Has she gone through some kind of a trauma, as in maybe hearing too many arguments, too many people just yelling a lot inside of her head? It's almost like she can't quiet herself down, and she can't get herself to be content, to quiet down. Okay. Her brain is running like 24/7 here. My goodness. And it's really draining her energy. It's really giving her not much space to move around or to feel free in. Nenya, okay? It's feeling as though she's like caged in. From a 0 to 10, her anxiety is a high level, 9, 10. She does definitely need a soul calling. I would recommend a soul calling. If I was to do that, it would be a soul calling egg stand, okay, where the egg will stand when the soul comes. This is for your oldest daughter, Ningya. She is also going through, and she has triggered spirit communication. She probably doesn't know it, but you may have noticed something different about what she says or how she's saying things at points of times as she communicates. Okay, so I feel like lots of there's anger. There's anger there. There's more anger than sadness, but sadness is also there, but anger more. So Ningya, if that makes some sense to you, I definitely would say get some help for her sooner than later. That will help her. Okay. Any other questions before we go? We have about 10 minutes or so. You can call in and speak with me live. Don't be afraid. We're not going to call you out. We'll say your first name, but we're not going to call you out. This is your chance to connect with me, Master Shaman PaLiChee. If you haven't already and you're new to the show, go like, subscribe, and click on that notification button. Also, go follow. Go follow. Okay. Hello, hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Let me turn this volume up. Speak to me. What is your name? Warmest blessings and welcome to the Dear Master Shaman PaLiChee show.
Warmest blessings, Master PaLiChee. This is my Shaman.
Okay, hi.
So I didn't get to watch your whole video. I came at the last minute, so I kind of heard the gist of what today's topic was. And I guess today I just wanted guidance. I've been going through a lot. I feel like I'm in a transformation phase to become step into who I need to be. And as I'm stepping into my transformation, I feel like a lot of the old characteristics and things that were associated with the me that I'm trying to get, the old me that I'm trying to shed. What it's like I have to leave my old habits, right? And in doing so, like I feel like a lot of it has to do with my relationships, with how I used to present myself. And so like I feel like with today's topic on emotions, I've been going through like a lot of emotions. So I would just like guidance of how to get through that.
Mm-hmm. Right now it's more about taking action.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to be willing to leave all the negative thinking out, just throw them to the side. Don't think about them because they are all in your head. Okay? And there is, if you were to take the action, there's going to be some kind of feeling or some kind of a situation that flows out to you through fairness. Okay? Through fairness, this is going to happen. There's a situation that's going to be handled in fairness if you were to make that move. And this is, you get the King of Diamonds. This is a very good card. Okay? And it's showing you that it's literally behind the door. This success, this thing that you've been searching for the longest time. You've been wanting it, dreaming about it. It's literally behind the door, my Sean.
Yeah.
And you get the fairness card. Okay? Fairness comes when you start to show. You need to show yourself, let go of any, okay, negative thinking that has bombarded you for the last 2 months. And so It is just thinking about the positive right now, because guess what? The positive is going to get you moving. The negative, any negative thought like I'm not good enough, some people that I don't like is gonna see what I'm doing. I don't think that I deserve to be a certain title. I don't think that I just can do this because I'm afraid that people's going to talk about me. Whatever those negative thoughts are needs to stay and be thrown to the side right now. Okay? Because what's happening is you're throwing the good thoughts back in the back burner, and then you're tuning in on the not good thoughts.
Mhm.
It just takes you to say, yep, I'm going to listen to the good thoughts, to the thoughts that I know is helping me and not going to harm me. Sometimes you may think
And
that these good thoughts, if you do this, it may harm you. Someone may come at you. And I
mhm.
want you to let that thought go. Okay? Because you think like this:
Yes,
if I'm doing it
that is
for the
true.
good, yes, if I'm doing it for the good, if I have a good intention and my heart is pure for what I'm about to do, nothing can harm or hurt me because you haven't done anything wrong. You haven't had a negative intention. Now, if you did have a negative intention or some kind of like a sneaky intention of some sort, then you may want to back down and clear it first. But if you didn't and you're just scared and you're in fear because of past people or situations, then who gives a hoot about them? It doesn't matter at this point in time. You're not who you were before. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And when you say, I just need to take that action is just it is to listen to the positive thoughts. Is that correct?
Yeah, the action is to listen to the positive and to do to do what you need to do to get to your success. Whatever that thing is. If you've had like 5 things on your list, you're like, go do this. This is a task. This is to do, to do, to do, to do. If you look on that list, have you done at least 3 things?
No.
So, what does that tell you? That means your mind is not in control of the positive. Your mind is letting the negative continually put you down so that you can't do even the 3 things that are on the list. But once you do one thing, it will be easier to do the second and then the third. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
All right. I'm going to
Thank
stop
you so much.
here.
Mhm. Thank you so much, Master PaLiChee, for
Yes,
sharing, guys. Thank
you're
you.
welcome. And good energies are flowing to you. Warmest blessings.
Much blessings.
For all of you out there, if you're going through hardship because of self-judgment, maybe self-sabotage, this is then the feeling of I don't belong or I am not good enough. The moment you start having the feeling and the emotion, I'm not good enough, then you start to feel sad. Then you start to feel almost like I don't belong, or whatever I've done in the past, I don't deserve it. But the truth is, you do deserve it. The truth is, you've got to make a stand, and you have to stop backing down. If you had a good intention in getting to where you got, there's no way that you spend all this time, all this energy, and for some of you, you may have spent money to get to where you are, as in doing classes, going to work, That's money, right? If you're working for something, you're getting money, but you're also spending time and energy. But what are you doing to get you from point A to point B or Z, right? You are literally trying to improve yourself. And when you did improve yourself, guess what? Boom, you get shot by yourself, right? You get shot through the heart because you have now just told yourself that you are not good enough. You just told yourself that this may not be for you. Oh my gosh, there's people that's going to judge you. Oh my goodness. And guess what? Spirit comes in. Your own, and you may not hear your own spirit at this point in time because why? You are so saddened or so into the feeling of not being good enough or other people's going to judge you that the spirit of yourself cannot be heard. And then all of a sudden you hear the malevolent. Because why? Their voice is louder and can be, because when it comes to you thinking that already in the beginning, because you started that emotion, spirit didn't come to you and say, hey, become sad. You started that emotion with your own free will. So you must take responsibility for that emotion. If you do take responsibility for that emotion that you just had, if you're super sad, then you need to say, hey, I'm not going to be sad anymore. And then all of a sudden, malevolent voice is fading and benevolent voice comes back in. Why? Because you decided to not be in that emotion. You decided to be happy. So then it doesn't agree. It doesn't mesh. It doesn't sync with the malevolent. Right? So get that and get there today. There's no more wasting time for all of you that are trying to do something and you can't. Miss her Jawa 09. May I get a card pull for myself? Yes, you can. I have about 2 minutes and I'm going to get off the show. The show is going to end in a 2-minute time. Come in and type down hearts and stars for me before the show ends here. Type down Juju Chi if you want that good luck energy. Type it down. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. Juju Chi energies. Go out there to support the channel by with a subscribe. If you're watching right now and you haven't subscribed, then go pay it forward with a subscribe. It's free, totally free, and super easy for you to do. It just takes for you to click on that subscribe button and notification. If you want to help, you can donate. There's a donation link in the description below. I don't care if you donate $1 or $2 or $30. Do a donation to help with the show, to help with my energy and my spirit guides' presence. We will be very appreciative of any donation. Otherwise, you can also go and purchase the book on Amazon.com. There's the link there in the QR code. It is on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Okay. MS or Miss Her Jawa. Here we go. We've got the 2 right here, 2 of spades for you. Miss Her. Miss Her, here's your message. I'm going to throw you a spirit message. So listen up. Don't let the truth stand behind you. Let it be in front. Miss Her. Can you hear yourself? Can you hear the truth? This is your life you're talking about. Don't miss it. But you must discern. Discern your next step and take it. But you must face this truth. This must be a true emotion of yourself for it to work. If it is not, then you may need to take a few minutes to think things through. Meditate and contemplate is the state that you need to be in now. Loving yourself is first, but it doesn't mean shutting others out, emotionally or physically. There we go. Miss Her, that was your spirit message. Hope that makes some sense for you. If the spirit messages or readings makes sense for those of you that has gotten one, please type down or type it at the chat that it's made sense for you in any way, shape, or form. That would be very helpful for me and my spiritual guides helping you. Warmest blessings to all of you, and I want to leave you with this last piece. The next time you say something, whether good or bad, or give off an emotion, give off an emotion of yours, remember that it could open up the doors for spirit to communicate with you in good or not good ways. So remember that. Warmest blessings and talk soon. Bye-bye.